I personally really don't care what you think. We're gonna go live with the show now. Oh, hey,
Oh,
oops,
who are you talking to? You talking to me?
no, never mind.
Okay. All right.
Welcome to
I
the
don't know
show,
because I
guys.
don't know who you're talking to. Are we on?
We are on. We are live. We are.
Oh, good Lord.
Yep. All right, folks. Here we
Welcome.
go. One, two,
Welcome.
three.
Are we back? Are we on live again? Keith, Keith, are we live? Can you hear me?
Yeah, the video replayed. I don't know why it replayed. I'm having some issues on
Oh
my
my
side.
God. Okay, this is what happens. This is what happens when we're running on low fumes here. Keith, switch
We
us
are
up.
bare bones.
Switch us up because I can't be on this right side and you're on my left. It's weird. There it is. Thank you. I appreciate that. That works better. Welcome everyone to the Put It in the Book show, the only Mets broadcast and podcast and video and whatever you want to do, podcast, whatever it is, however you feel like. Oh no, it's Farace already. Oh God, I can't even get to the intro without this guy talking.
Yeah, we
First
are
of all, he
today.
said
We have Farace list and producer Joe list today.
we're down to 50% staff here. I don't know what's going on with this COVIDiers down here, but they're just like, I'm not
Slackers.
saying they have it. I didn't say that. I'm just guessing. It's an educated guess, right, Keith? What do you
That's right.
think? Okay. So we're Farace list and we are producer Joe list. Yeah, we are. Okay. I'm just checking because you don't know. He could be creeping around inside these walls sometimes.
It could also
We
be
don't know, Keith.
addition through subtraction.
Hey, you know what? Let's not throw any jabs at anybody. Let's just be nice. Farachi started by saying yo, yo, yo. That's it. We'll talk bad about him later on. We have
we'll
a
get
whole
to
show to
Farace.
talk bad about him.
Yes, we do. But speaking of addition through subtraction, let's talk a little bit about some coffee, some Brooklyn Water Coffee
Ooh, let's talk
Roasters.com
about
from
that.
your roastery to your
Let's
front
do
door.
that.
Only the finest beans are hand selected. And I mean hand selected. He goes there and he picks each bean out one by one and fills up these big sacks. He spends months in Ethiopia getting beans
Years,
to you. Years.
errors,
Uh,
centuries.
BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com. Check them out. Tons of delicious flavors out there. This show's all-time favorite, of course, is Dark Roast Dark Chocolate. Is a dark, chocolatey, delicious flavored coffee. Has a lot of chocolate in it, so you got to watch how much you drink, right, Rodriguez? How much? There's a calorie counter, right? What's the calories?
Cero, papa,
Oh, look
cero.
out. 4 cups. Run through a wall and even burn calories.
We
BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com.
we don't promote violence or any physical harm to anyone.
I
So
was thinking
don't
more
run
like the
through a
Kool-Aid guy.
wall.
He was always happy, but he ran through a wall.
He was so high, that guy. He was so
He
high.
really was.
You could tell.
BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com, from their roastery to your front door. And what I mean by addition through subtraction, use the code POPCULTUREPROS, all capital letters, and you get your third bag free. Buy two, get your third bag free. There's a ton of flavors out there. You try that third flavor on us on the Put It in the Book show using the code POPCULTUREPROS. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. Only the finest beans are hand selected for you, and they're guaranteed to roast within 24 hours of its ship date. Worth the try. Check them out.
Wow. Check it out. Wow. That's great news, Keith. We thank you for that informative commercial,
Informative.
promotional, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, welcome everyone to the Put It in the Book show, the Mets podcast. Well, we talk about Mets. We don't talk about the Knicks, right, Keith? We do not talk about the Knicks.
This is a baseball Mets
This is a
podcast show.
baseball Mets podcast show. Absolutely. That's what I hear. So, welcome everyone. If you don't know, we are Farachi. We're missing two of our four hosts here. We're missing producer Joe, who's out there gallivanting, having a good time, as he always does, and Farachi, who's out there trying to grow hair. I don't know what he's doing. What do you think he's doing, Keith?
Right now, yeah, I think he's probably putting some hair Hair Club for Men products on his head,
Very
sticking his head in the oven,
sexy.
kind of like remember the Shrinky Dinks? Yeah,
Yeah, just closing the oven. His wife closes the oven real hard. Ding,
yeah,
ding, ding. No.
yeah. See what helps.
We love you, Farace. No, we really don't. Anyway, we love the Mets. Honestly, we just love the Mets. We're Met fans through and through, 100%. Even Farace and producer Joe will agree to that, no matter how lazy and bummy they are out there sleeping, not doing this show. Thank you for nothing, guys. Anyway, we'll take it from here. The
Yes,
Keith
we will.
man, the Keith right there, the guy, the big man right there, and myself. I'll try to carry a little bit of load here, see what we can do. So anyway, we are going to talk about the Mets. We're going to talk about the first half. We're going to grade the first half, okay? Steve at the pool. Steve, Terzio, he's probably in his toilet bowl trying to fit himself in there. He doesn't know what a pool is. He's from New York. He's from Canarsie. Canarsie guys, I don't know about them. They're not the brightest New Yorkers. Keith, am I right?
That's right. I wasn't even sure what you said because I was reading what Farace said about K cups, so I got totally distracted.
We forgot to talk about the K cups for the broken. You know what? You got little K cups that you can put in as your coffee. So order them as K cups. They're fantastic. They work just as well as ground coffee. Even though we like the bags, Keith, right? Remember the bags we used to, that little coffee anus that we used to smell? It smelled pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Coffee
We used
fart.
to squeeze it out, and the coffee fart, it would
Yeah.
fart, and we'd be like, "Oh, it smells pretty. That's a nice little fart. Wake us up in the morning." However, you can have the K cups, Farace. All right, let's not talk about the whole show about a commercial. Let's talk about the Mets. First half grade up for the Mets. What are we talking about, Keith? Let's start real quick. Let's run through this. Catcher. What do you think our grade is there? Where are we at?
I have to go overall in the position, not by player, because it's been so much transition. I'm gonna say a C plus, and it's only C plus because there's been some outstanding defense behind the plate. Offense is lacking tremendously.
You know what? Unbelievably, that's a really fair assessment, Keith. I'm very proud of you. I really am. That's a
I
really
haven't
fair
been drinking,
assessment.
so I'm
You
level-headed.
didn't do a Farace on me and say something stupid that pisses me off. That's really good. I would say a C plus. Yeah, I'd say a B minus. The offense is lacking, but as far as calling games, look, he doesn't even know how to speak. He only knows how to type one word at a time. Even they call a great defensive game. They call a great game. They play very good defense. They throw runners out. They hold runners on. They do everything that's needed to be done as a catching unit.
Yep.
Both of our guys, who we have, McCant and Nito, the bloodsucker from another planet. So we have those two guys. They do a pretty good job. So I'd say C plus. I'm good with that, Keith. Let's talk about first base.
First base, I'm going to go with a solid A. With our boy Pete Alonso up there. I mean, his defense has been improving. He makes some mistakes, but he's been making some outstanding plays. And obviously his offense is bar none one of the top first basemen in baseball. So he's a solid A for me.
Absolutely. Even if he's a solid A as an offensive player, which he kind of really is, he's a solid A. He's definitely an A plus on effort alone. The kid busts his butt to do whatever play needs to be done. He'll run into the crowd. He'll run backwards. He'll slide. He'll stretch. He does everything you want from a first baseman as far as effort goes. And he's playing he's solid defensively. When you have Dominic Smith in there, it's smooth as all heck. You have J.D. Davis, who came up with a magnificent play the other day. If he can play third base, he can play first base, and I tell you that from experience. Trust me, he can play first base if he can play third base. The problem with J.D. Davis was, a little bit of his getting rushed and everything. But at first base, he has to wait. So that's just the way it runs. You just have to wait. So I'm saying a solid A. I mean, honestly, I could even give it an A plus. Yeah, good. A++ Farace. Mind your business. We're not talking about you.
I don't know why I held back on A plus. I don't want to be too generous, but I wouldn't argue if you said A plus.
It's definitely a solid A, and if you want to be nice about it, like I really want to be nice about it, it's an A plus for me because the guys that are coming in doing a really good job as fill-ins. And
Yep.
that's the only reason I give it a
Like
plus.
like LL
On his
Cool
own,
J
Alonso,
doing it and doing it well.
yes, there it is. If we had a producer, we could get that song going right now. But
Right, he would give some
we're
kind
at
of
50% capacity. Yeah, exactly. So okay, first base, second base. What do you think about second base? We have
second
a
place.
couple of guys there.
Second place. Second base is
Second place, second base. We're not second
I'm a
base. We're
little
first base.
conflicted between a B minus and a B. I mean, Guillermo's defense has me leaning to a solid B, and the reason why I say B is he is one of the best defensive second basemen I've seen in a while on our team, at least. His offense is okay. He's not really rounded offensively, so he altogether he's a definitely a solid B. And most of that B comes from his glove. I mean, he's beautiful in the field. The way he turns that double play, I mean, wow. He's coming to
Okay.
his own.
So yeah, I would say I would say a B plus on second base, and I'll say a B plus because you have the defensive wizardry of Mr. Guillorme, who's fantastic around the bases. He's also hitting 300, so he's not a slacker. In
No,
the
not at all.
olden days, in the days of yore,
And he runs a pitch count.
300 a 300 hitting second baseman who plays defense like he does would have been an all-star every single year. And I think to be honest, he's the Mets. To me, he's the Mets filling all-star Guillorme because he can play every position in the infield and play it well defensively. And he's hitting 300. And then you have McNeil, whose offense just speaks for itself at second base, and he's he's a good second baseman. I think he's a better outfielder, but we'll talk about him in a few minutes about him in the outfield. But a solid B plus, I think, for second base, honestly, because these two guys are some pretty good players.
Yeah, and I didn't really include McNeil in that, only because he's been
Well,
playing
he's
most
played a
of the
lot
field,
there,
but
so
he has played. And real quick, Farace's on that. He gave an A minus. He included McNeil like you did, which I think is also a fair assessment. Um, seems like we're all within the ballpark of each
Well,
other.
we're all kind of in the same ballpark, pretty much, you know.
Joe
Even
wants to know where
Faraci,
everybody is.
believe it. Where's everybody, Joe? I don't know. I don't know, Joe. Where are you? You're there. Don't worry
Where's
about
your
everybody else. Where are you? Okay, let's talk about shortstop. What do you think about our $30 million shortstop?
Ooh. So my personal opinion is he also is a solid A. And I sound like I'm being generous, but um, I had my little complaints about some of his defense in the beginning of the year, but he has turned that around. He has been playing gold glove calibers shortstop. And the guy is a run producer. Everybody looks at this 240, 230 average and they cry and complain. The guy is a run producer. He has 16 home runs, 60 some odd RBIs at the midway point of the season. Amazing. What a great year he's having.
I can't I can't agree more. Okay, we have 69 games left for the year. Okay, the kid is projected to basically hit 30 home runs, driving almost 100 runs, and that's what a guy who's hitting third does. That's and forget it. Let's not forget about the fact that he's offensively talented. Okay, as a shortstop, and he's not a big guy. He's a small guy, but he
He uses his
produces a
whole
lot of
body
bat
on his bats.
speed, and he
Yep.
has right. He's his whole body produces a lot of bat speed and drives that ball all the time. Sometimes you don't have to drive it. Sometimes you just got to hit it to the opposite field and you're still going to hit.
Yep.
So with all that, he's like top-notch defensive second base, shortstop. Because at the end of the day, when he goes in the hole and he throws this guy out. I mean,
He's
I
been
tell you, I've
so
seen
good.
this guy. I didn't believe that he had that tough of an arm, but the
No.
other day, remember that throw from the deep in the hole where he just
Yep.
sat there and threw a missile at first base? Fantastic arm, great range, excellent offensive player. Keith, I give him a solid A. Right now, the only thing that may look negative in a sense would be his batting average. But at the end of the day, the way they count players now, it doesn't even matter. And at the end of the day, his defensive prowess makes up for whatever batting average he has. That's why Ray Ordonez used to play, okay? Because he was a great defensive player,
Amazing.
and Lindor is a really good offensive player and a really good defensive player. So we're solid there for the next 10 years. Let's pray on that. Remember that, guys. Third
Real
base.
before we go to third base, real quick, let's just go to the
Uh-oh.
chat if you don't mind. Just want to
Sure.
throw Terzio out there. He threw an A
Sergio.
plus, and our very
Sergio,
own
nice.
Steve Farace, he gave an
F.
F at shortstop. He gave an A to Lindor, but he plays shortstop, so really it's an F. It's not an A. It's an F
It's an
because
F to
shortstop is
Faraci.
Lindor.
It's an F to Faraci, not to Lindor.
He forgot, or maybe he forgot the A after the T to make it fat ass. I'm not sure what's going
He forgot to spell the rest of his name.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Third base.
Let's go to third base. Let's talk about this young Escobar guy. I mean, he's like, geez, I don't know. He makes it happy. He makes it sad. There's no in between with this guy. You're kind of on edge a little bit. At least that's the way I've been feeling about him. Now he's starting to pick up his power, so he's starting to hit more. But to be honest, defensive plays at third base, he's been fairly solid. He's made some really good ones.
Really
He's
good.
made a couple of dumb mistakes, but let's be real here.
But we're Met fans, so
90
we watch
games, you're
more
gonna make a
plays.
couple of mistakes,
We watch
right?
he has so many attempts because we're Met fans, so we watch every single play almost that he
We do.
handles. So of
Mhm.
course you're gonna see a bonehead play, and of course that stands out more. But let's talk about that play he made right before the All-Star break, where he pivoted off the bag and threw it to first base on the fly while turning and nailed the runner. So
Right.
the guy, I won't call him a whiz at third base, and I won't call him above average. He's somewhere in between that. He's really good, like you said.
Yeah, I agree. And him being, I think defensively, he's a B plus type of player. Uh, Defensively and offensively, I give him a solid B because he can hit for power and he can hit for average, but he's a streaky type of guy. So you have to suck that up a little bit. Sometimes you just have to say, it is what it is. I'm gonna wait for him to get on a hitting streak. I'm gonna wait for him to get on a power streak and play that. And he gives you solid defense. So I'm thinking if anything, the lowest grade I could give third base would be C plus, but I'm really leaning towards the B. If because I'm bringing in JD Davis, who can fill in, and he's a solid player at third base. Guillorme, who can fill in, and Pete's a solid player at third base. So overall, I think we still get a B. And I'm thinking our infield defense, which has changed a lot. Remember how bad we were? Remember
Really
Lars, the
bad, yeah.
fundies. How many times were you freaking out about the fundies? We talked about it in our chats. We talked about it at work. Whatever. We'd even talk about it on the show. You used to freak out. I know I did about the
Oh no, I
fundies.
hate it. And that circles back to management stuff, which we'll get to. But yeah, it's the team is definitely a different approach, and I think our best infield is Escobar, Lindor, Guillermo, and Alonso.
Guillermo
Um,
and Alonso, right?
yeah, I think
I
that's
mean,
our
if you
best.
really want to go full defense, I would swap out Alonso and bring in Smith if I'm going full because he's still with the Mets right now. That's all I'm saying.
He is, but
I know that could change real quick.
I think Alonso's been pretty damn good at first base. I'm not sure
I'm not
how much
saying
of.
he's. I
I'm just saying I'm not sure how much
The
of a
way they
different level he
play,
is.
I think Smith is still this tiny bit better if I'm really thinking
Maybe
about it. And he's got the right. He's a lefty, so he's got that. He's a right-handed guy. I think he's
the
just
lefty
smoother
can help.
around first base. Listen,
Yeah,
it's nitpicking. It's nitpicking. It's just my choice. I mean,
yeah.
anybody else you could put Alonso there, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So I think our overall infield defense, including the catchers, is a solid B, and
It looked like a
hasn't been
freaking
there for a
pumpkin.
while.
What is with this
Hmm?
color? Oh, look, when
What
I
are you
do this, it
doing?
changes. Look, what
Yeah,
is
because
that?
you got something blue on. You're like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, it's the blue screen
I think
behind me.
I'm losing them, folks. I gotta reel him back in real quick. I think I think
Because
he's
this
losing
color is just
focus.
weird. Like
Okay, let's quick,
I feel like Donald Trump after a tanning
Who's
salon or something.
Except he's got a little bit more hair than you. Just a
Yeah,
smidge.
that
Just a
he does.
smidge.
Not sure how
Just
real
a
it is, but
smidge. Who,
he might
who's
dance
your
better than me
favorite
too.
outfielder?
Whatever that thing he does. Um.
Dancing, right? Was
Any,
dancing.
anyway, yeah. So for us,
Let's not get derailed here.
you
Let's
said a
talk about
B
Donald
for
Trump
third base,
dancing.
right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
I'm saying a B for third base overall. I
I'm
don't
gonna.
think there's any position in the infield that's bad.
I'm gonna go. It's tough because he is producing, but his streakiness kills me. He's coming on. Him being Escobar, he's coming on since the week or two before the All Star break. But I'm gonna go with a B minus, and
That's fair.
our
Yeah,
Farace's going with a C.
of course he is. Because he played third base for our softball team. Let's not talk about that. Okay, let's just forget about that.
Well, he's not a show.
Hey, let's
Let's
move
talk about it.
on.
Since
Let's
he's
move
not a
on from
show, let's
that.
get into it.
I'm not gonna say anything. It is a baseball show. You know what? It was baseball. Farachi, I hate you. Anyway, let's go to the outfield. What do you think about our left field? We're
I
not talking
think that's
about Don Smith, Terzio. We're not talking about Don Smith. We're talking about the outfield. Okay, relax. We know
I think
he'll be
left
gone
field
soon.
is our Brian Hom
Kana,
Achilles heel.
Kana, and McNeil.
So we're gonna start in left field. Yeah, Conha and
Focus.
McNeil. I'm definitely going a solid B plus.
B plus.
Yeah, I was gonna say A
Okay.
minus. I'm going B plus. Um, I mean, Connor's been solid. McNeil is an all star.
Don Smith is F. Yes, we know.
That was an accident. I hit the button. Yeah, B plus. I mean, I'll go A minus if Kana starts hitting a little bit more power, but the defense out there between Kana and McNeil has been really, really solid. McNeil, of course, is McNeil. He's hitting exactly the way a Met fan should want him to hit. Kanha, I would expect just a little bit more power, but
Okay.
he's been really good. He's been taking pitches, running pitch counts. He's doing his job. I don't have any true arguments or complaints against him. If I had to say one thing, I would like to see a couple more home runs, but you know,
I've been impressed with him. He's very good at the plate. He's very
selective,
he
very,
seems like
very
a very
selective.
selective, very studious type of guy at the plate.
Yep.
He's doing a good job at the plate. Like I said, he's not hitting home runs, but it doesn't matter as long as he's getting on base. That's the big thing, on base percentage. He's playing good defense in left field, and so is McNeil, who they keep switching on and off. I mean, solid B at the worst. Solid B. You could push to a B plus, lower A or whatever, but a little bit more pop would be nice from left field. But at the end of the day, it's all about getting on base, and these guys getting on base. So if you're moving from left field right over to center, we are talking about
Mr. Healthy.
No, Nemo.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Mr.
I made
Healthy.
that mistake. My bad. Mr. Healthy, Mr. I've never played a full season. Oh gosh. Let's just talk about the fact that Nemo has been playing most of the season. And he's
Before we
been
talk about
putting up
Nemo,
the
did you know
numbers.
that Frank calls Dom Smith an
Don
F?
Smith
I'm not
does
sure if
suck.
he's covered that yet. Yeah, I mean, right.
Terzio. He doesn't like Smith. I know. Well, he doesn't like Smith. He doesn't like another catcher called McCant. I think he doesn't like McCant for what. Anyway, let's focus on Nemo. What a job he's done this year. Playing good defense. He's positioned better to utilize his ways of playing defense. Let's just say it that way.
His defense has been outstanding.
His defense has been really good because he's been playing way back and he's coming in on balls instead of going back. Okay. Sometimes some players can do that better than others, and they figured out that Nemo can't. Can. So they've improved the defense tremendously. If he stays on the field, he can put up the numbers, and he's putting up the numbers. He's a 6'2" strong kid from wherever he's from, Utah, Omaha, Nebraska,
Wyoming.
So yeah, there you go, Wyoming. He's putting up the stats and he's getting on base at a really good clip. I think at center field we're solid, and whoever we bring in behind him, Khalil Lee, the blonde kid, what is this, Sabowski? I forget his name now. What's the guy that we just brought back from the?
Jankowski.
Jimkowski. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so he's the fourth outfielder, and he plays great defense. So we have very good right now. We have a pretty good left field, pretty good center field. We're covered defensively, and we go back to right field. In right field, we have Keith,
Jeff Spicoli.
Spicoli. Okay.
Right field, we have Sterling Marte, an all-star. The guy has been a rock star coming in. Oh wait, I didn't
There
give
you
my
go.
Brendan Nimmo grade. Brendan Nimmo, I'm giving a B plus.
B plus. I was gonna give him an A.
Only reason why I'm giving him B plus is because I think he can be doing a little bit better on his on base percentage. It's solid. He's around 360, better than a lot of players. But he's a
Dude.
400 on base guy, and he's not doing
Wow.
what he can do this year.
You
So
know,
that's the only
400
reason
on
why.
base is exceptional, right? It's not the norm. It's not like he's
Right,
a
but he's been
400 on
doing it
base
pretty
guy and he
consistent.
should be there.
He's been doing it pretty consistent, that 400 on base percentage. So or
Play a
close
full
to it.
season, it might go down to 360. Give him a
He
break.
might no. I think he's going to go up. I think he'll be fine. But that's just my grade mid-season right now.
You sound like Farace. Doodoo, Mr. Doodoo Milk. Anyway,
but yes,
so we're right field now. So we're right field. And you're
Sterling
saying that
Marte.
what?
Sterling
All-star.
Marte for me. Um, I got to say he's a solid A. Guy's batting close to 300. He's got 9 home runs. He's got 41 RBIs. Did you know that? The guy, I mean, he's producing too, 41 or 45, whatever it may be. He's doing a great, great job.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I can't agree with you more. Yeah, I cannot agree with you more. I don't know what this show is all about love today because we are agreeing to basically on everything. But I'll tell you, Marte changed my mind.
With
I've
turning the
told you
tide.
guys in the past, I didn't want him on the team. I didn't think he was an A-plus player. I'm watching him all the time, watching him play and what he brings to the table, offensively and defensively. And I didn't know he had an arm like that. He has a really good arm. I
But
could see him being a right fielder.
since Farachi's not on, can I say it? I told you guys you would love him. I told you guys he was great. I told you guys we should get him. I told you guys Joe likes coffee anuses. That's what Farachi would say right now.
Joe loves coffee anus. You know,
So there
that's
you
his
go,
pet
Farachi.
name. That's his pet name, coffee anus.
Coffee
Oh,
anus.
I'm sorry. That's his pass. That's his secret passcode when he's like had enough. Coffee anus. Coffee anus.
You spelled coffee
Anyway,
wrong. Where's it? Where's
oh,
the
let's
AW after the
not.
C?
Let's not. We did. Let's say we did, and we're not talking about coffee anymore. Listen, dude. Sterling Marte, all-star. That's all that needs to be said. He's an A.
Yeah.
A right field, we'll cover it. A. And with Sebastian Janikowski, whatever his name, I don't even know what his name is. I forget.
Spicoli.
Blonde. Spicoli. With
Jeff
Spicoli
Spicoli.
around the outfield, I think we'll cover it. So overall in the outfield, a solid B as far as defense goes, a solid B as far as infield goes. Catching, we're at a C, but that's only because we want a little bit more offense from the guys.
Right.
So if we're talking about our pitching staff, our starting staff, let's just say this real quick. Our starting staff, when these guys are on and they're pitching, I'll say this right now. It's sort of a solid A because any one of these guys can go into the 7th inning with a 1-hitter or a 2-hitter and make the other team look foolish. Every single starter that we have, even the guy that's going to lose his job because when I don't even want to say his name. I don't even want to do that whole because if I say his name more than 3 times, maybe he'll get hurt. I don't even know how these things work anymore. But when that guy comes back and you have him, Mad Max, Chris Bassett, Yaiwan, as we like to say, and Peterson. Who am I
So let me
missing?
ask you something, and this
Who am I
is this is
missing?
this
That's
is
a good staff, dude.
it is a good staff. But let me ask you something. This is from the cuff. We didn't plan to get into this, but it is a valid question.
Here we
Do we
go.
go to a 6-man rotation with Peterson when DeGrom comes back to keep the little fragile guy and the old guy fresh?
I would say 100% yes. However, I would say yes for a couple of reasons. One, we have veterans. We have Mad Max. We have Saigram. We have Bassett. These guys are in their 30s. You know, Yaiwan hasn't pitched a lot of innings. He's still to me, he's still on the comeback trail. Peterson is still a young guy who hasn't pitched that many innings. I don't see the harm in going and let it become a 6-man rotation.
Yeah, I don't see either. And then when Tyler comes back, you can put him in a bullpen and spot start.
Tyler is a perfect guy to back up Loogie. Okay, Tyler's the guy that can come in and give you 2 or 3 innings on any given day and give you quality innings, especially the way he's up his mile per hour thing. But it's got to be a little bit controlled because I think that's what put him on the
Yeah.
DL in the first place, on the IL.
Once he's healthy, we may have to give him the Traxel treatment, send him down to AAA to kind of regain his confidence.
Well, no, I don't think it's confidence. I think he was hurt. I think he was actually feeling uncomfortable and he wasn't able to pitch. The confidence is up there because he was throwing really hard and he was getting people out. And when he was able to pitch, he was dominant. Okay, so I think his confidence is okay. But you're right. He should get at least a start or two or a few innings down in the minors just to keep him, warmed up, and then bring him up to the majors and give him a sporadic middle relief. Give him a couple of innings every 2 or 3 games. I think that'll keep him fresh and keep him strong. But
Yeah.
starting wise, I can't give our staff anything less than B plus. B plus, and only because Scherzer and DeGrom haven't really been there for the last month. That should give I should have to give them an A plus for that because they lost the two main starters. We lost our two main starters, our two
Yeah.
big guns, and we still had a very good ERA. So I mean, for that time frame, maybe an A plus, but at the end of the day, B because we need those two big guys. We need Mad Max and Saigram. You can't give them a real full grade without those two guys being there.
And I know they say, of course, and I'm not denying the importance of Scherzer, but I think the MVP in the first half of the pitching staff may be Taiwan Walker. His success probably is attributed a lot to Scherzer, but you expect Scherzer to do what he's doing. And Taiwan, although he's been good last year in the first half, I mean he's been exceptional this first half, and I think he's been on the down low the ace while Scherzer was out, and the 1A ace since Scherzer's been back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's played very well. And honestly, like you said, he's been an ace. And that's the best part about the whole squad that we have. Every single pitcher on this team for any amount of time can be an ace on any squad. Even Tyler McGill, the way he came back.
You like this one, Rodriguez? Look.
Tell me. Jacob DeGrom is going to get another minor league rehab start. Terzio, don't get me started. These guys know that I'm going to lose my mind any minute when DeGrom, I'm going to calm down when the DeGrom comes back because I even called it before they said that he had muscle soreness. Didn't I tell you guys this? I said it on our chats. I said DeGrom is going to come up with something silly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get.
He strained his coffee anus. But we have some breaking news.
Oh, what's the breaking news? What's the breaking news?
Frank came. Farace gave us some details, but Frank broke it first. The Mets made a trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and
dude,
we know who they traded for, right?
Dude.
I don't know why we did this.
Why are we getting this Daniel Vogelbach from the Pirates Mets for Colin Holderman straight up? All right, you know what? That's not a bad trade. I don't really, because honestly, I don't care. We need another bat, but this guy's like a 240 hitter who can't run. What does he do?
Right.
I mean, why would you get him and get rid of Dominic Smith? But I mean, it's kind of like tit for tat. Whatever. Anyway,
so let's just give some quick information. Some quick information on him. He's 29 years old. He's under control until 2025. I'm not sure how good that is, to be honest.
Get rid of him right now.
He this year to date batting .228 with a .338 on base percentage, 12 home runs, 34 ribbies.
Oh my God.
Last year with Milwaukee, he batted in 93 games, .219, 9 home runs, 24 ribbies with a .349.
Impressive.
I don't understand this.
Let's give him a pitcher for him. We need arms. Let's give him a pitcher for a guy that bats 218, 220. Anyway, why you interrupt our show for this, Farace? Huh? Why do you do this? I'm looking at you right in your face. I'm telling you, don't interrupt our show for this crap. This is a terrible trade. Nah, it's not really. It is what it is. I'm just joking. But to me, it doesn't seem like a big deal. Hey
Either way,
George, LFGM.
either way, LFGM.
Either way we got him to play first base when Don Smith gets traded or gets sent to Boston. That's coming up soon anyway. So at the end of the day, we have a pretty good team. What we'll say an overall graded B or whatever that team is on there. Give me that lefty batter from Washington. Okay, George, sure. Okay.
It's no
Who?
problem if
There
I
it
could.
is. There it is, buddy. It's right there in front of you. We have a pretty good team, a solid B. Let's talk about our manager. Are we this good a team without this guy, man? I'm telling you that this guy that we have right now managing our team, Mr. Buck, is an A, at least A plus. It's one of the few times that I feel secure that we have a baseball mind that can actually beat the other manager at calling the game or making moves or doing something. And a lot of his moves are pretty good, dude. A lot of his moves are pretty good. And he does different things. And I like that. I like when he keeps his players on their toes and just changes things up. And they seem to love him. I mean, let's be real here. They seem to love this guy. And if you love your manager, you're going to play for him. It's going to be a better team that way. So, Buck, A. And just to be a giddy Met fan, back in black today, baby, it's Friday. Just to be a giddy
Nice.
Met fan, let's just say A plus. I don't even care. I'm going to say A plus for Buck.
I agree with George.
And the
George
staff, all of them included.
in the chat, George says Buck is great and he underestimated him. I guess I could say I did too. Because I didn't think he was gonna make this much of an impact. I think he is the catalyst on why this team is performing the way it is. Let's not leave out the front office, which we'll get to, for making some really good decisions on player choices. But I'm gonna go with an A plus for Buck. I mean, the guy is.
Okay.
I love him. I mean, he's got this attitude. Not him personally, but also him personally. But he's got this team projecting this attitude of fundies, winning, never quit. His on-field decisions have been
Play better.
pretty
It's
flawless.
just
I
about
mean,
play better.
it's just I can go on and on with a list of what impact I feel Buck
Agreed,
has had.
agreed,
He's
agreed.
an A plus. I mean, yeah, and like George has also said, the whole clubhouse atmosphere, which goes back to the attitude. I mean, the whole
Everything,
team's
everything.
approach, so much less drama, which also goes back to the front office, which again we're going to get to. But bottom line is A
Well,
plus for Buck. Buck is
like you're
amazing.
saying, the front office is a big part. A plus for Buck, A plus for the team camaraderie, A plus for the coaching, A plus for the fundies. I mean, he's
Yep.
brought a whole different atmosphere onto the team, and this is what I want. Players that love their manager and will run through a brick wall for him, just like in football, like everybody loves. These guys play for Buck and they love him and they love the coaching staff. They're better defensively and they're better offensively. So something's working here. There's a lot of good stuff going on. And it starts at the top because, as we say, doo-doo rolls downhill. Good stuff should roll downhill, too. We have a really pretty good general manager. I'd say two of them, Billy and Sandy, Sandy and Billy. However it works, they made some really good deals for us this year. They brought in a lot of good players. They brought in a lot of heart players, guys with great attitudes, great fundies, guys that can play the game and know when to play the game and know when to man up and have a brawl or do whatever they need to do, because you can see it. This team is pretty close. So I see good things for them, and it was
Yeah,
done by
absolutely.
Billy and Sandy. So I'm giving them a solid A for everything they've done this year. I did not think some of these players they brought in were as good as they were, or would have gelled and done as good a job as they did. I stand corrected. Uh, a solid A, man. And the draft. Let's real quick touch on the draft.
Yep.
Solid A draft, which everyone in Major League Baseball is saying. The Mets had a really good draft. We drafted some good players, the catcher and the shortstop. Who knows what we're gonna do with them, or what we're gonna do with what we have currently, trades and stuff. But solid job done by our general managers. Easily an A for me.
Yeah, let's add. I agree with everything you said, but let's add to that a little further and just remember Stroman. Let's remember Thor. Let's remember Baez, right? What do all those players have in common? Drama, drama, and drama. I wanted to keep Stroman, but in hindsight, I'm glad we let him go because he is a part of
Addition
that
or
group of
subtraction?
social media drama, clubhouse drama, drama, and then more drama. We got rid of all
Hmm.
that. We brought in some real professional, nice guys, Kanha, Marte. These guys, they have a presence about them. They're all about winning and playing baseball, and they're not about social media and drama. And let's be honest. Stroman, Thor, Baez, they brought drama to the plate.
Yeah,
That
they did. It was a little bit more of an internet type of atmosphere. Let's just say, save the drama for your mom, producer Joe. Man, you're dead on right there. Save the drama for your mama. So overall, we're in first place. We're 2 games above of Craplanta. So we have a pretty good team. We have 69 games left, and if we go 500, we'll still win 90 games, and we still should be in the playoffs. Everything is looking good for the Mets as long as they keep things the same or better, as long as we don't stop flopping. So let's talk about flopping. We have one main card coming back, Jacob DeGrom. He's one start away, either in the minors or in the majors. I don't know which one they're gonna do. They might put him in the minors for another little tune up and bring him up. What do you think they're gonna do for Mr. Lars? Because
yeah, there's
he looks
reports
like
right
he's
now.
ready. He just pitched 5 innings, struck out 10 out of 13.
Yeah, I know, but we have to make sure that his is still okay. I didn't want to
Yeah,
say it.
what are you gonna say? I swear, say it, Lars.
I want to. They want to
Say
make
it.
sure that his vag is still okay and he's not
I know,
secreting any
cause
pus,
see, cause
and that
that's
his coffee ain't
exactly.
the same strain.
He's
Um,
coffee anus, coffee anus.
so yeah, I mean, um, I don't know until he comes back. DeGrom has a really bad rep right now because of his injuries. But let's be honest, those injuries have not lasted as long as everybody thinks. It just feels a lot. It has been full years, really, but it feels a lot longer because it's
Oh,
DeGrom. He's been
come
pretty
on,
healthy
man.
before that. So we have to assume for now that the injury is the exception and not the rule with him. Let's see what happens on this comeback. Um, and hopefully he plays out the rest of the year and into the playoffs and he's healthy and then he opts out and we have to pay him too much money to be injured again for another 2 years. But we'll see when when that comes. Um,
Wow. Keep all that optimism to yourself there, buddy. I mean, let's be real here.
yeah.
Listen, that's kind of where we're at though. Where we're at though. We need a guy. So we have a guy like DeGrom who's a little bit fickle, but I think he's gonna be back and he's gonna be back strong. And if he's the same if he's 90% of the DeGrom that he was, he's still an all-star. So we have a really good player. I don't
He's,
know what's going to happen for him at the end of the year. To be honest, it doesn't matter. But we have until August 2nd to figure a couple of things out. And the big thing in the scenario is Soto. Until on August 2nd, we need to know if we're going to trade for Soto. What are we going to do for this guy? Would you, real quick, would you trade for him? Okay, because you're going to have him this year, you're going to have him next year, no matter what.
so
Okay, he's got two
right.
years. So would you trade for him, and what would you give up for him? He's 23 years old. We have all the money in the world. We're New York. We can sign him.
If I'm the
What do you
GM,
trade for him?
if I'm the GM, yes, I would definitely jump at the opportunity to trade for him. But of course, just like anything else, it has to be at the right price. I don't think um I don't think giving up our entire future for him is necessarily okay, but then again the guy is what 23, 24. He's already a proven major leaguer and he's a hell of a player.
Well, look
So
at the draft.
I
Look at
mean,
the draft. Look at what
yeah,
we drafted.
giving up I don't know, but so for me like do you give up Vientos?
You got to give up something for him. And
You
let
give
me
up
tell you something
Alvarez?
right
I
now.
mean,
You have a 20. If I would give up Vientos and I would give up Alvarez for him, and I'll tell you why. Because we drafted a guy to replace Alvarez. Okay, I got a college player who's a little bit older than Alvarez, but is a power hitting catcher. with decent offensive skills, just like Alvarez. And you don't know what Alvarez going to become. He could become a great player, which would be great. Well, we already know that Soto is a great player. We already
Yeah, that's
know.
the thing. I mean,
And
it's
you bring him in to come in and play any part of the outfield. He can even play center field. He can play anywhere. Okay, so think about the outfield of Soto, Nimmo, and what's the other guy's name? Marte. Soto, Nimmo, Marte, or Kanha, Nimmo, and Soto. Oh, Nimmo, Soto, and Kanha. Whatever it is. I mean, we would have an outstanding outfield for the next 10 years because you have to sign a guy like that for that long. So you have a Lindor, you have Alonso who's Mr. Met, and you would have Soto. You have these guys who will a triangle of superstar players to lead you for the next 10 years. I
I'd
mean,
rather go with the kid that we drafted over Alvarez, to be honest.
listen, it doesn't matter. What would you trade for him? You'd have to trade something big for him. So you're saying at the end of the day that yeah, you're gonna go get him. If the Nationals say, "What do I want this?" You're gonna give it to him for Soto.
You kind of have
Four
to.
players? Would you trade 4 players for him?
It depends. Yeah, I would, but it depends who they are. I mean, like, listen, like I said, you don't want to give up something stupid, but I mean, Soto's you cannot miss an opportunity to grab a guy like this with
He's
another opportunity on top of that to lock
23,
him up for
Keith.
his career as a Met.
He's 23 years
Right.
old, and he's already in the top 5 to 10 players in the league. I mean,
Yeah. I
honestly,
mean,
offensively, he's a
you,
fantastic player. So
I just
I,
don't want to give up a lot of pitching, I guess.
I don't think
Yeah.
we don't have pitching to give up. We're going to give them offense. We're going to give them our Mauricio. We're going to give them an Alvarez or the new catcher that we just got. For probably Alvarez, they're going to want for him. So we're going to probably give up Vientos, Alvarez, and maybe Dominic Smith or something like that. We're going to have to pay for him. Okay, we're going to have to pay for him with draft picks and with money. So at the end of the day, if Met fans want Soto, I kind of want him. I know you kind of want him.
Yeah, it's a
We're gonna
sure
have to
thing versus
we're,
a
we're gonna
gamble.
have
You
to
go
pay
for the
for him.
sure thing every single time. You know,
You have to.
yeah.
You have to. The guy is a solid ball player, and if he comes here before August 2nd, which is going to be a big deal. Please include Lugo on the back. Yeah, Lugi's been pretty bad there. Lugi's been pretty bad. But let's say we didn't really talk about the bullpen. But to make a long story short, I'm going to give our bullpen a solid B because a lot of times they picked up our starters. Okay, and
Yeah, they did.
and being in the bullpen is a little bit tough. A solid B. At the worst case scenario, C. But they've kept us in the game. Listen, guys, we're still in first place. We win a hell of a lot of games, so our bullpen hasn't been that horrible.
No, they
Okay, what do you
haven't.
think, Keith?
I
They
was gonna
haven't
go
been.
B
So
minus
there
for
you
the
go. There you
bullpen.
go. So now that thank you for bringing up the bullpen. We appreciate that. So we get this guy Soto. It makes up the difference for us, and then what happens? We will be ready to take on the Padres and the Skankies, which are coming up, by the way. Anyway, let's talk about the Padres and the Skankies. Padres, we have Mad Max, Bassett, right? And who
For
else?
Padres.
Keith? 4 Padres. Mad Max, well, listen, we're playing against a pretty good pitcher that's going to be coming against us.
Yeah, it's gonna
You
be
know,
Max,
he's
Bassett, and Cookie against
and
the
Cookie. Max against who?
who they're
The
pitching against. So Mad Max is going up against Yu Darvish.
very good pitcher.
Bassett's going up against Blake Snell,
Good
who's having an
pitcher.
off year big time. And
Thank goodness.
Carrasco's going up against Joe Musgrove, who's having a great year.
Yeah, I know. Musgrove is
So
pretty good. So
yeah,
listen, we're playing against some really good pitchers, okay? And the Padres are a solid team. They're I think they have as many games as we have won, right? I think pretty equal, right? Padres and
uh,
the Mets.
well, Padres got 52. We have 58 wins.
Okay, well, not too bad. It's still a pretty good team.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go
So
2 out of 3 with this one. I think we can take 3, but that last Musgrove game is gonna be a little tough for us.
why do you think we can take 3?
Because Carrasco is sometimes this super ace, and sometimes not. So if the Super Ace Carrasco shows up, we can outlast their starting pitching and outduel them in the bullpen and win that third game. I think we're definitely winning the first two. My take.
Okay. I definitely think there's a possibility to win all three. We have three excellent pitches coming up on our end, but they also have some pretty good pitches up on their end. So if our guys are rested and they come up strong and they start putting the pressure on like they've done the whole first half of the year, if there's still a pressure type of offense, then I'm saying we could take 2 out of 3. If they're laid back and they wait till the fifth, sixth, seventh inning to start trying to put hits together, then we're definitely losing 2 out of 3. So it depends on how the offense comes out. I'm gonna be optimistic and say 2 out of 3 from the Padres, hoping that's what happens. And then after that, it comes games against the Skankies, the evil empire, the worst team. I don't know. He's pretty white, right? I mean, it's delighting. Like
The lighting's
maybe he
terrible.
wants to be a little scary. I don't know.
The
It's
lighting
been
is
like that all
terrible.
year. We've been
Our
telling
new
you that all
studio will be
year.
ready in about a month and a half, so
Oh,
we'll see how it works then.
Pretty soon we'll have a brand new studio for Mr. Lyris over here. We're working the budget out, right, Farace? And he'll be okay. Nice job there, producer Joe, to point out his flaws. We appreciate that. So, oh my God, he should be. What was that movie that they made with that guy that was white and the lightning
Powder.
hit him and almost killed him? Powder. They should be calling you Powder.
Yeah,
That
it's Rick
doesn't look like
Scott.
Powder.
Well, no, it's because he looked like Rick Scott looks like him.
Rick Scott does look like him. Wow. So we're playing against the Skankies. We're playing against Skankies. And guess who I think will be back against the Skankies? I heard Farace said at ESPN said that Cy Brown will be up against the Marlins, which will be great for us because we want to see him. We're down here in Florida. We're Florida-based. Put it in the Mets book show.
Let
We
him
love
go
our
against
Mets.
Alcantara, hopefully.
Oh my gosh, that'll be amazing. At least the Marlins will get some fans. But regardless of that, we're playing the Skankies 2 games, right? What do you think? 2 games
It's
against
gonna,
the Yankees.
obviously best team in baseball right now, record-wise. But even though the Astros whooped on them yesterday and they're catching up, I think we could split that series. We got Yawan and we have Peterson going in that series. I'm not sure who they're pitching against, but I think we could split that series because we are also a
500.
really
I
good
get
team.
it.
So
Yeah, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2. I'm with you there. I'm with you there. But don't remember that. Don't forget that your power of the Fuacata can make a difference in these games, Keith. So who are you going to Fuacata? What's going to happen? Who
I
are
was
we
gonna fuck it
Fuacataing this week?
producer Joe. No,
All the time. See, there he is.
no. Well, it's tough right now. I think I'm gonna fuck it. We're just coming back
You
from
know you
house.
got to feel it. You know you have
We,
to
we,
feel it. So
we've had all this time off. I would like to just, even though we're not playing in Fakata, the hair flipper, but he's already injured and not playing. So I'm gonna
it's about
Fakata.
him.
Is Manny Machado playing this week? Yeah. Well, he's getting my
Yeah.
Fakata then. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check out the game preview. Who's
Oh my
starting for?
God.
Sorry, guys. I got to do a little on-air research here. Who's starting for the
God.
Padres?
You don't think
Lineup
Machado will
today.
be starting? It doesn't matter unless he's not hurt. He's
I don't know.
starting, right?
Wasn't he hurt? Oh no, Manny Machado's in there. It was the other guy that was hurt,
Okay.
the third baseman, Tatis.
Tatis, yeah.
So Manny Machado, I want you to suck like the Orioles suck, even though the Orioles been playing good. But I want you to suck. I want you to have 3 games of suck. I want you to be 0-4, you suck. Flakata Machado, you suck. 0-4, you suck for this whole entire 3-game series. Do whatever you want after that. I don't care personally. But this series, you're going to suck. You're going to feel the wrath of the Mets pitching staff, and you're going down, Machado. Flakata.
There it is. You've been told. So I think we're a solid 2 out of 3 from the Padres, and we're gonna split the Skanky series at the minimum. Okay, you've been Fakatan Machado. You've been Fakatan Padres. You will never win another game again until you leave our stadium.
And Frank Terzio is calling him Manny Cano.
Manny cannot.
Manny cannot.
Manny cannot. Okay, listen. We are getting to game time, so we're gonna put as my friend and fellow podcaster Farace says, gonna do a little blue ribbon on it, or a little tie a little ribbon around it, whatever it is that he says,
Blue and orange
something
ribbon on
like
the
that.
show.
Put a little ribbon on this thing. We're gonna say goodnight. I'm gonna say let's go Mets. Let's beat the Padres. Mad Max back in black. It's time for us to take control and win this division and let the Craplana players know, Chris Kelly, you suck. Craplana players know that we're the best. Number
Let's go
one.
Mets, baby. Let's take it
Let's
out
do
with the
this.
trumpets, Rodriguez. I had to remove it. Sorry. Let's go Mets, baby.
That was genius. Love it.